What up, everybody out there in podcast land? Thank you for tuning in yet again to another episode of Kane and Ross Present the Yeah, I Said It podcast, where we are expressing with our full capabilities into they might want us in correctional facilities, brainchild of mind child. I am the dad half of this operation coming to you live and in public, if you will. Ross Cooper, as always, I am rocking with the best. My co-host, please introduce yourself to the folks.
Now you part of a God and you worship a man. Yeah, I was good, everybody. Everybody's having a good day, month. Yeah, I was second all that good stuff. You watch on other platforms. Please share with your friends, your family, enemies, your pets, mailman outside, bug on the wall, aliens, WW3, all that shit. And if you're watching on the tube, please like, share, comment, subscribe. Because if you don't, computer gonna get a virus. I probably already said that, but I don't know. I can't think of that.
You got to start preparing, man. You gotta write these out the night before.
Who the
So.
hell writes some? See, that's some diabolical shit. I'm gonna write something so something bad can happen to you. I'm like, why? I'm trying to tone down. I got stuff that can happen, but you said, oh, it's too dark, so I gotta find some lighthearted shit.
Okay, no, okay. So we're spinning the rule, man. Go for what you know. Go for
Oh,
what you
girl, I
know.
know. If you don't, your arm gonna get cut off. All right, let's go.
God damn, yo, we just.
You said, hey, you let the chains loose, so now we go.
Oh shit. I mean, at this point, look, you know, um, we got a lot to get to, so I won't sit in this space long. But I think it has value. The conversation we were just having, man. Like, I. I've often taken the charge of being overly optimistic, almost to the point of appearing not tapped into reality. I understand that. I own that charge. Here's the thing with that, though. Obviously, because of you, I'm a parent. And I can't let the dark creep in but so much. Because what the hell? What do I, as a father, what do I say? Hey, by the way, man, shit's fucked up and it's all no point to any of this. It's all gonna burn. I can't do that. I can't, I can't, I can't do that as a dad, as a parent. I can't do that, you know. So in a weird way, my optimism comes from you because it's
Should,
like,
except I'm not there.
well, that's the thing. You are an amazing independent thinker. I can't say to, I was going to say to a fault, but there's no fault in independent thinking. You have a way of looking at the world and processing it the way you process it. And the reality of the situation is, most of the times when you say things, the only thing I can combat it with is optimism because I can't factually say, hey, you're wrong. By and large, when you point things out, it's like, ain't shit I can say other than, I hope you're wrong on this one. I hope people see the error in their ways. We are at a very interesting and tough point. And I thought about when we started this, why we started this, and pretty much it was our contained bubble of blackness, of dealing with being black and dealing with living in a country that still kind of low key hates black men and black people, and law enforcement does it. Now it's mushroomed into something bigger, something social, something global. And this might sound really messed up, but I really wish all we had to talk about was the cops beating somebody's ass today.
Yeah.
That would damn near be a relief. If we could sit here and just say, hey, you know what? Fuck them pigs. They beat somebody's ass again, you know,
I won't say that either.
but that's the least of our concerns right now. On a global scale, that's like I said, I'd welcome NYPD just beating somebody's ass in Brooklyn for no reason. I'd welcome that at this point.
Yeah, what you ask for?
I no, not anybody in Brooklyn. I'm really hoping NYPD is not beating somebody's ass in BK right now.
Well, too late then.
But gotta start with the obvious first. let's try this in English. The southeastern part of the United States got hit with a hurricane. There's a lot to unpack there. From what I'm understanding, there is damage from like Georgia up to North Carolina. I got peoples in North Carolina. I got peoples in Atlanta.
Me too.
It's an interesting thing because I hate when chickens of this nature come home to roost because I saw reports of Buckhead, and if you don't know, the Buckhead section of Atlanta is the rather pricey. We got some bread part of ATL, but some of that was underwater. Um, and you got to start asking questions about infrastructure. You got to start asking questions about how can there be such delayed response. Then you got to start asking questions about how did Netanyahu walk in here and walk out of here again with a few more $1 billion in his pocket? How do we have so much money and it's just damn, Tupac was a hell of a prophet. They got money for wars but can't feed the poor.
Mm. That's why he's one of the goats, man.
Said it ain't no hope for the youth. The truth is it ain't no hope for the future. Here we are.
Mm.
Here we are. like, you know, we can pick some bars and see the truth in them. And I hate that it got to be these. Hey, that it got to be these. But here we are. So the southeastern part of the United States is a shit show. I will say this, and you can give me your thoughts on it because it's interesting. What I have seen in the midst of everything else is I've seen instances of a lot of southern hospitality, for lack of a better term, and a lot of people just saying, fuck whatever. We coming together to help. I've seen countless stories of people throwing themselves in water to go save somebody else, to go rescue a dog, to go save a family member. And I'm like, can we keep that same energy when it is not a fucking disaster?
Nah. Oh, sorry. But nah.
As it stands, the last reports of death tolls are at about slightly more than 100. That is not a small number, but given the level of devastation, given the pictures that are coming out, you would think it'd be way, way more. The problem is the confirmed death toll is like 100. Um, the missing is somewhere around 6 times that. So you can only hope they're going to be found.
Yeah.
This is where you need FEMA. This is what they're there for. Um, this is where you need to be able to lean, not the most Christian person on earth, but I do think some of the principles are applicable. And I remember being in church one time, the preacher asked, what's the most important commandment? I'm like, how how do you how do you weigh them out? There's 10 of them. Like, how do you say what's the most important one? But he was like, always stuck with me. Love thy neighbor. And the logic behind it was simple. Because if you do that, the other ones happen automatically. So if you love your neighbor, guess what you won't do? You won't kill your neighbor. You won't cheat with your neighbor. You won't covet what your neighbor has. Like all the other nine fall under that umbrella. So the most important commandment is love thy neighbor, right? And there's a lot of that needs to happen right now. And the good news is a lot of it is. I just really wish it didn't take a national damn disaster for that. I really wish it didn't take loss of life and property and impending death to get us to figure out, hey, we in this together, man. You gotta give me something, brother.
I'm letting you talk. I'm sorry.
No, you gotta give me something, man. Because I'm like, I'm today's a bigger struggle than last week because I'm going from angry to sad
Mm.
to damn near despair because
Stages of grief.
yeah, and it's like, and like we said off camera before we got started, like it's different when we were just talking about the shit that was happening here in a small set in really in a grand scheme of it, a small slice, right? Like I said, back to the example, the hypothetical. It's one thing when we talk about NYPD beating somebody's ass in Brownsville. That's messed up. Shit happens. NYPD be on fuck shit. We know that. We know that. But when you start looking at the world as a whole, and it seems like the entire thing is on the verge of crumbling for only certain people, you can get a sense of despair. You can get a sense of what in the entire hell is going on here. Or actually, I take it back. I kind of know what's going on, and I wish I did. You start looking at the pieces on the chessboard, and you can see the opponent start to castle, and it's like, wait a minute, why are you castling? Why are you in this protective stance to where you can't be touched? And what does that mean for the rest of us? It gets, and again, that's back to where I started. As a dad, obviously, this is not the world I wanted you to inherit. And that's where it's like, fuck, man. We got everything going on here. We got war going on abroad. We Oof. But bringing it back to where we started. Hurricane Helene, southeastern part of the United States. These storms seem to be getting stronger. Now, I don't know if that's provable or not. I don't know if there's a way I can check
That's
to
true.
see like, hey, that's true.
That's true. I'm sure you can look it up, but yeah, that's something I was gonna say. Like climate change is real because these storms, droughts, there's a whole lot of shit going on that people don't speak about. It's getting worse.
Because I'm not gonna do the goofy thing and jump out the window like Trump and his people do, and climate change is bullshit. But is there any? I know the temperature is rising, water levels have risen. So
Uh-huh.
these are things I know, you know.
So what do most of the storms feed off of? Warm weather, warm water. I don't know. Even just cold storms like snow and all that, we getting more snow and places that never got snow is getting snow. Like, everything is out of whack. It's not good.
No, no, and the word I keep coming back to is it's unsustainable. You can't keep this up.
Which is why they're preparing.
That's it. Which should be scary.
Like it's obvious
Which
that
should
they're
be
preparing.
very scary.
Like cop cities, people getting bunkers, people looking to go to space and all. Like there's a reason. They're not just doing that because I got the money to do all that shit. Nah, there's a reason behind that. They're preparing for something. I don't know what it is. It doesn't sound good, but we're probably fucked anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Excuse my
Uh,
friend.
All right, so I'm looking at NBC News, updated as of 30 minutes ago. Apparently, unfortunately, my numbers were off. I said there's been about 100 people confirmed dead. It has now been elevated to 150.
Ouch. Yeah.
Let me see. Entire communities are under feet of water in North Carolina. At least 57 are dead in Buncombe County, which contains Asheville. See, I didn't know this. Helene made a landfall in Florida on Thursday as a Cat 4 storm. So when it hit Florida, it was up to 100-mile-an-hour winds. 100-mile-an-hour winds. We're talking about 1.4 million people without power. Um, for those who may not live in the States and that are watching this, it is October 1st, but it is not exactly cool in the southeastern part of the US.
Oh no.
So I can only imagine what it's like to be in those conditions with no power, no AC, no water. It is misery. Like it is misery. Not to be cliche, but thoughts and prayers to those that are affected. I hope we continue to see more imagery of people coming together because, like I said, I know it sounds really super optimistic of me, but geez, it shouldn't take a fucking hurricane for you to help your neighbor. It's a Christian nation, right? Love your neighbor, right? Love thy neighbor, right?
Uh, they
I,
might be
I,
loving
I
their neighbor
mean,
in another way.
like I said, I don't claim Christianity. I understand it. I grew up in it, but I don't claim it. But there's facts there. If you do that one, the other nine should be easy. But I see people struggle, to say the least.
Struggle.
I see people struggling with that.
We fast
Because
struggle.
if you love your neighbor, you ain't gonna kill him. You're not gonna try to bang his wife. You ain't gonna steal shit from him.
Yeah.
You
Till
know,
love turns to hate. Yeah. Which is probably what happened.
I'm just like I said. This is some college shit. I wrote a paper once in college about what I call the common thread. It was some philosophical wild out shit, right? And I said the common thread is the thing that will unite all people, that would make us all kind of recognize our worth and value and kind of get on the same page. And I said, one of the only thing I said, what can bring about the realization of common thread was an extinction level event, something that happens that causes all of us to realize, hey, we all in this together. I said, an alien invasion. Because if you have, if you had like a quiet place or aliens really pop off, you ain't got time to worry about who black, who white, who gay. If you got a face hugger, you're fucked. So we got to keep everybody from getting face huggers, right? And I'm like, yeah, we what could bring about the realization of common thread? And it just seems like as a species, for some sick, obscene fucking reason, we have those who are determined to try to rule and own everything at the expense of everybody else. And as much as they are a problem, the other problem, which might be almost as big, is instead of enough of us saying, "Hey, we don't need people to rule over us and have resources in the hands of the few," we need to go ahead and take that on down. The problem is we have those who want to rule everything, and then we have those who simply want to escape and pretend it's not all there.
Or rule themselves. Yeah. How it is.
Touche. I because I'm not of that ilk, I do tend to forget. You're absolutely right. And that, boys and girls, is what powers capitalism. That's what powers this entire thing. I want to sit on top. So yeah, there we have it.
There you go.
There we have it. But that's a problem. But right now, none of those type of attitudes help in the Carolinas, which seems to got hit the hardest. And that is just wow, man.
Watchmen all over again.
And where's where's Black Kanye? You know, this is another case of George Bush did not care about black people. Well, we can and so and this and if you ever needed any more evidence, somehow Agent Orange has made this political and criticized the Biden administration for their response. I'm like, you gotta be now ain't the not now, not now, not now, bro, not now. Like, let me say this loud and clear. if you are watching news outlets and you are seeing people suffer, seeing people being displaced, and your first thought is, man, fuck those Democrats, this is their fault. You are a special kind of stupid. And you should sincerely put the Kool-Aid down and plug into reality.
Nah, why do that? It's easier to do what they do than to just plug in.
Because this is one of those rare instances where you have red and blue both being affected right now. If you look at the southeastern piece of the United States, you got red and blue states down to being affected.
Or you have people affected. Fuck the. I see. Forget the colors. Like even Crips and Bloods know when to put the colors down when something really going on. Look at like for real. When the riots happened, guess what they did? Forget all that. I know I hate you, but bro, we brothers today. They turned into the Panthers. The actual what they were before that. So yeah. Forget the colors. If the people that die over colors can put their differences to the side and be like, yo, we people at the end of the day, why the can't y'all for politics who don't give a fuck about you? And it's
Because
obvious they don't. Look at the we're gonna talk about it. That's a great segue. Look at the workers, normal people. No one is happy on either side, red or blue. No one is happy. And we've had
you know,
majority of houses of both colors and nothing is fucking changed. So miss me with that. And plus, like I said, forget the big head and no presidency and all that and Congress and all that. That's all important. But even the local elections that you say that's very important, that shit ain't even important no more either. Because you're going to vote for the same fucking people anyway. So yeah. Yeah, red and blue. Local to feds. It doesn't matter. You vote for the same people. That's why the vote don't fucking matter. Because you keep putting the same people in office and just thinking that it's different because they have a different color on. The right and left are both connected to the same body. Like when people realize that the left and right is still part of the same body, you will
right.
understand we can finally break the trend, stop putting the same fucking people in office that are clearly being bought by other people that don't have our interests at heart.
Left wing, right wing, same fucking bird.
Same bird, same plane, same body. It don't matter. Whatever analogy you want to use, they're the same. And they're laughing at you. I promise you. I'm laughing at you. And I'm affected by it. So yeah.
I
But yeah,
just,
vote, guys. The same two people.
vote or die, as Diddy once said.
Very poor choice of
Oh, right,
words.
right. Oh, the irony. The irony.
Yeah, yeah, you voting all right. Some baby oil, but nah, this is nah, I'm not. Nah.
Had to find a joke in there somewhere because his life is exponentially going. This is the
It's
interesting
done.
part.
It's done.
This is the interesting piece. Not to segue into something useless as Diddy real quick, but we're at a point where even if this cat doesn't go to jail, his life is ruined.
Oh, it's done. He's going to jail. It's done.
Like at this point,
It's done.
even if he doesn't, because as of this afternoon, there's been another lawsuit filed by up to I think they said 100 women.
I think it's 120.
Even if he doesn't go to jail, what is say? Fate's worse than death. Fate's worse than jail. Like at this point, it's over. It's over, Prime.
It's no matrix for your ass, boy. It's done.
it's it's over, Prime. So yeah, that's a wrap. But yeah, vote or die.
Yeah.
Vote or die, as Diddy once said.
And people are still
Funny how that
dying.
worked out.
And we're voting. So yeah, well, that's working out real fine because you keep voting for the same people. But yeah,
So instead of vote or die, vote and die, huh?
yeah, it's a great slogan. Might put down a shirt.
Damn.
Vote and die. Yeah. Bars.
That's defeating of the purpose. Yeah.
Yeah, hey, you just stumble upon the reality of life. Yeah. It doesn't fucking matter. But we're gonna do it though.
Yeah,
So
because it's the way you bring out change. And like I said, we were talking about capitalism before we started, and capitalism on its face should work. The problem is capitalism gets infiltrated by the other isms. On its face, capitalism is free market. I make a product, you make a product, we let the people decide.
not true.
You like yours, you like product, you like Kane product, you like Ross product. Which product do you like? And if you like your product more, I sit back and say, damn, how can I make my product better so I can sell more of my product? That's how it's supposed to go, right? But you let the favoritism, the sexism, racism, and all the other isms taint capitalism. So now it doesn't work right anymore. Now it doesn't work fair. It's no more fair market or free market.
It never was. That's the point. Freedom is illusion. You said it yourself on the Matrix.
Yeah.
There is no
Well,
freedom.
actually, choice is an illusion between those with power and those
Oh
without.
yeah,
Shout out to the Merovingian.
child. Yeah. But yeah, either way, that's not real. Like I said, it's all about who you connected to, and if you're connected to one of the five families or wherever I mean there is, you're good. If you're not, good luck.
And this is one of those parts where I really want to argue you down. Um, in all good conscience, I can. I'd be grasping at straws. I'd love to say, no, that's not true. It is patently true. That's, that's the favoritism part. Favoritism slash nepotism part. And I saw something. I don't know if I mentioned it yet on air, but I sent you something a few days back, and it was really profound. And it said, people don't really want to solve the problems in this country. They just want to make enough money to where the problems don't affect them.
Yeah, so true.
That just for someone such as myself, that was a gut punch because I fact checker. I just want to like, nah, that's not right. And then you start looking, and it's like I can't poke a hole in that.
Right. Come on. Come on. Come on. Like I said, you look out the world now. People do a lot of crazy for clout. It's not even real power, just clout with the illusion of having power or money. So if you put money in front of them and power behind it, people will off their own mama and family for it. And I wish I was joking because it actually happens. So,
You know what? As you were talking, I figured it out. Figured out. The problem I have with that statement is it is the presumption that, hey, I can make enough money to not be affected by the problem, right? But it also means I don't give a shit if you're affected by the problem. As long as I'm not, I'm cool. And that's a hard one for me to swallow.
I don't know why. Individualism and what is it not? That and what is it? Self what? What's the word? Tell me out here. Self what? What is it?
Self-preservation.
There we go. Self preservation. It's a big thing. It's a human trait. One of the biggest.
You can preserve yourself without $1 billion. That's
Why?
surprise.
What?
You can preserve yourself
But everyone.
and not do it with $1 billion.
But guess what? Everyone wants to be free, right? Everyone is fighting and doing all this to be free. What's the
True.
only way to be free in this world?
Ooh, touche.
So yeah, the $1 billion is my freedom. I'm not saying I agree because I don't give a fuck money, but most people you associate because it is true money with freedom. We say financially free. We don't just say we're free. We say we're financially free. So
True.
yeah, money and all this is tied to your freedom and damn near your happiness, which is crazy.
Totally.
But yeah,
Totally.
that's why people are willing to do anything to get it. This is why honest people, this world is not meant for honest people. or good people.
And,
You gotta have some type of demon in you. It is sad if you want to get to that point.
and see, I'm not gonna make a joke of this because it's bad. You sent it to me, and I was like, oh boy.
No, no.
There's a shelter-in-place evacuation order that was lifted after a chemical plant fire sent a plume containing chlorine high into the air. So amongst everything else, there's a chemical plant, and let me see, Georgia industrial plant. So there's a Georgia plant in Georgia. I just had a name in front of me, but in all of this, there was it's called Biolab Manufacturers, and I'm looking at this huge plume of smoke, and I'm like, oh boy. So the joke, us being us and seeing one too many horror movies, I immediately thought, okay, so Resident Evil, Night of the Living Dead, that's how this shit started. Chemicals.
That's true.
And how do you, I just so I had a joke about if you've ever driven in Baltimore or primarily Baltimore County, right? There's a lot of winding single back roads, right? With no streetlights. Just that's that. And the reason I say this is because as someone from Buffalo, New York, somewhere that has a shit ton of snow, there's certain things you don't do. Buffalo prepared itself like, hey, you know what? It's probably going to snow here every year. Let's make the roads mentally make the roads competent at, right? It appears sometimes that the city planners in Baltimore figured, we probably won't get too much snow, and designed the city as such. So, what does that have to do with this? I am thinking if I have a chemical plant in a place that could get a hurricane, you might want to put some safety measures in place just to make sure shit like this doesn't happen.
I don't know.
But, you know,
Did it happen because of the hurricane? I thought it was just something else.
no, no. This is, from what I understand, what I mean, this is hurricane related. So I'm like, if you're in freaking Georgia, which sits right there, the water, right there. You might want to make some provisions that, oh, I don't know, if you get a hurricane up the Gulf or through the Atlantic, shit doesn't go left. You don't have a chlorine cloud in the sky.
Yeah, we think it's just chlorine, but yeah. In fact, they telling you to say close all doors and don't even turn on your AC. Yeah, that's not good.
So I'm just like, listen, with everything going on, if you start seeing some old, Walking Dead type shit, which ironically Walking Dead was shot in Georgia, but
Ah, nah.
calling Rick Grimes, we might need you.
I need
We
Negan.
need
Fuck
you.
Rick Ross.
Yo,
Call
really?
Negan. Just let me use your bat, please. I'm going to Dick's Sporting Goods next week. I'm sorry.
That,
All right, no more jokes. We're done. Serious.
well, come on, people. Like, come on. This is obvious shit. I got a chemical plant in a state that might get hit with a hurricane. You think you might want to double up on the fucking safety measures?
I mean, most of the United States in general has horrible infrastructure. Horrible. Especially,
Oh,
Georgia and Atlanta and all that, because there's a reason why we need a lot of trees and all that stuff. It's not just because, it helps us live and breathe, but, it also helps with flooding stuff. Natural shit that nature does to protect not you and nature. But we, destroyed all that and built cop cities and shit and watched the infrastructure. And when natural disasters happen, just flatten everything because, horrible infrastructure. That's why I said if anyone gets bold enough to invade the United States, we are fucked.
oh
There's
yeah,
not
yeah.
many
Yeah.
ways out.
Well, see, now, interesting. You should say that. That is the one place this shithole country is prepared. Because here's the thing: you can't go around popping shit and not think somebody if you're gonna be the bully on the block, you better damn well make sure you can back up the shit you pop. Bars. But It's just it's the only quote unquote upside to, I don't know, maybe a quarter or 30 cents of every tax dollar, it might be more, going to the military means it's some motherfuckers in some labs somewhere with weaponry to, like, I just did a little homework on Israel's Iron Dome. Israel has three different layers of protection against missile attacks. Now,
Is
we'll
that
ignore
working?
the fact that you wouldn't need to do that shit if you wanted to say. But anywho, but when you over there starting shit, popping shit, kicking people off, because you are God's chosen people, I suppose you need three layers of protection, don't you?
Hmm.
But no, that's a problem here. So yeah, the you if you are correct. Um, Americans are not as prepared as they think. There is some militia, so all of the January 6th goofballs out there, okay. But this would get to play with your idea for a minute. This is absolutely the part where all of this goofy shit with the Second Amendment would bite an ass. Because if you get invaders and say something floats across the Atlantic and they invade, they come through in New York. New York's not an open carry state. Most of you motherfuckers ain't got guns.
Well,
What you gonna do? Shelter in place in your damn Starbucks? Throw a latte at them?
I mean, that's the worst place too, because everyone's on top of each other. You got and you're on an island. You ain't got nowhere to escape. That's what I'm saying. The infrastructure. If someone had the military for, let's say Russia, China, all of them, all the other superpowers, just ganged up, and said, we're tired of you fucking motherfuckers, which is what they're doing anyway. But let's just say we're tired of you motherfuckers. You know, what? We coming to y'all now. Y'all bring all y'all wars everywhere else. We coming to y'all. It's grabs. If they get through the Navy and whatever, and whatever damn weapons we got, if they make it on land, we are fucked. That is the
Yeah.
reason why. Yeah, I agree. There's a reason why most of our budget takes the freaking military and other people's military too. Don't forget them. But yeah, this is it's United States. I swear, it's the greatest third world country ever. And
Pretty much.
I,
Pretty
I
much.
really mean it. Like, yo, this is a third world. This is not a first world country. I'm sorry.
No, no.
It's
And that's why I use the phrase of their Lord, Savior, and Master, Agent Orange. This is a shithole country.
it is
Like you had the audacity to talk about it. This is a shithole country. And it's just weird because I'm down here in Texas, and it's just interesting. It is interesting the amount of vitriol that Mexicans get.
crazy.
That is just always comical to me.
Like they own most of this place, but y'all stole that too. So let's forget about that.
That's what gets weird. Talking about, when you hear white folks in Texas talking about go home, the migrants, the one, as we as anyone knows. Listen, Jimmy Dean. Um,
Biscuit.
if 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 Pedro and them don't do your landscaping, you gonna do it? No, you're not. You're not.
That's kind of messed up. Yeah.
You just say. Like, let's be real. Be it here legally, like the Haitians, that they're speaking about in Ohio, or here illegally, which is a weird concept because how can you be illegal on stolen land? But for the sake of this conversation,
That is true.
illegally, there is a shit ton of things that these people do that I told you, I'm not doing it. I'm not painting your fucking house for a six pack and $50. I'm not doing it. No.
You're still in the job. People want to do that.
Right. Like, and it is, and I don't know how it is up there, but it is well known here. If you need anything done to your house, get yourself a pickup truck, head to Home Depot. You don't have to go in Home Depot because you're picking up some of the people standing outside. It is pretty much a well-known fact here.
Go to the plaza or whatever. There's a Home Depot right there. I swear, that's literally what happens. Every time I drive by, I just see it. So that
Right.
happens probably everywhere, to be honest with you. So yeah, it's cool
Well,
for
see,
the cheap labor.
I'm in the reddest of red states, and I'm sitting right on the Mexican border. So, I didn't know if y'all had that issue up there.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's not an issue, but it happens.
Right. Because I'm not mad at it. Because again, from a labor standpoint, I'm not paying your house for $20 in a six pack. From a need of services standpoint, listen, fam, if I can give you $50 in a six pack and get my entire house done, salute.
Nah, that's fucked up. I don't really respect that either. But hey, it is what it is. You gotta do what you gotta do to survive.
Um, I mean, all bullshit aside, like I have no problem, and if you want to come investigate, have at it. But people gotta eat, and realistically, America claims they want people to work hard and pull yourself by the bootstraps. Ain't no harder to work than that.
No, it's not. I'm not saying I don't respect them door. I'm saying I don't respect that people they taking advantage of it. And just paying
No,
you
I'm not. I wouldn't
$10,000.
do that. Like,
Not that I don't respect. So you getting the cheap
no,
labor.
I haven't. I can say this safely. I've not used any. I have not employed any illegal people to do anything. I will say this: I am not 100% certain the people I have paid have not.
Oh, they probably there.
So I will. I've called like recently got all of the floors done. That was a pretty penny. The gentleman who came and made the sales pitch, white guy. Face of the company was the white guy. The crew that came out to get it done, all Latin. I don't know if they're Mexican or not, but all Latin folks. Now, I don't ask people's status. If you're here to do the work, you're here to do the work, do the work. But I made sure that all of them got tipped well. You know. Funny thing was there's still some other repairs around the house. One of them gave us the phone number to one of their peoples. It was like, yo, they do the whole shit for like $100. I can I can say that. But I'm like, yeah, the reality situation, dear white people who have a problem with quote unquote migrants, they are part of an economy that you want no parts of. You really don't. Because
Plus,
they're part of an economy I want no parts of.
we don't even have to go that far. You're an immigrant too. So shut up.
Right, right,
I
right,
mean,
right.
I don't even gotta go to that part. You don't even. We can just start at the surface. You're an immigrant too. If you tell them go home, you too. Only people who's
You
gonna be left
first.
here is actually they are home. Yeah, I stole that shit. So yeah. So yeah, Native Americans, Mexicans, and maybe some black people. I'm not confirming or not if there's black people here before. Some people say I don't know, but yeah, everybody else is gone. White people
Yeah,
going to Europe somewhere. We going back
right.
there.
Y'all be the
Asians
first
going
motherfucker to
there.
talk
Like,
about,
okay.
y'all be the first motherfucker to say, well, you're illegal, but first one in line at the St. Patrick's Day parade talking about how Irish you are. Well, then take your ass back to Ireland.
Exactly. I was born here. Well, some of them were too. So what's the point? But hey, that's why it's
Right.
funny when everybody says go home or why they. It's like, dog, this
Yeah,
country
yeah,
was
yeah.
built off immigrants, literally,
Literally.
literally. Everyone that came that contributed to building this shit were all immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
And they
So,
wiped out the people that were here first. So yeah.
mm-hmm.
So nah, fuck that. Just let them
See,
go. Fuck it. They take it back. What's this?
I'm rocking with y'all. Like shit, I'm rocking with y'all. I know. This is one of those running jokes. Like, I saw it online. It was like, how weird would it be if the aliens came to take over shit and we were like, yo, let me help? Like, yo,
It's that
y'all
bad.
come to
It is that bad.
like y'all come to like take us to your leader so we can kill them.
Sure.
Shit,
That big White House over there. Hey, I'm pointing them out too, bro. Everybody get this is the White House. This is what the yeah, oh don't
listen. So I don't know if y'all know how to read our numbers, but 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Let me chill. You ain't fucking on get flagged for that one.
see. I had to say the White House. That didn't mean the White House, just a White House. You know?
1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. I'm not saying that's where you need to go. I'm just saying that'd be a great place to start looking if you want to find some leadership.
Yeah, to have a
Just saying.
conversation. Yes, because the aliens want to
Right.
talk to the
You
leaders.
can negotiate.
Yeah, negotiate with some pruning.
Just saying. But speaking of negotiations, so this folks gonna be mad at me. So the dock workers have started their strike, and this is ugly. We're talking about dock workers who work at the ports from Boston all the way down to Texas. There are two of those ports in Texas, one in Houston, and I think there's another one. And they are asking for, and this is how messed up the mentality is. This goes back to what you said about people would rather be one of them than destroy them, the elite status. They are flat out asking for a 77% wage increase, and they are asking for a halt to automation, which will essentially replace them. Now, it's interesting because we talked about this. The most hated season or most disliked season of The Wire is season 2 when they were at the docks. I personally think that was a brilliant season on par with all of them. Because if anything, there was a weak link to that show. It's the last season with the newspapers. Honestly, if we're gonna say if you got to pick out, hey, which season of The Wire was meh? It's the last season with the newspapers. But everything that Sabatka was talking about in season 2 at the docks is what's happening in real time. So shout out to David Simon, you're a fucking prophet. Uh, um, but they're asking for a 77% wage increase, stop to the automation. From what the union chief said, these companies have been already circumventing check-ins and things like that, basically replacing them now. So the dock workers said, I tell you what, chief, since you ain't replaced this yet, and you still need real people to do real things, tell you what, we all gonna step off. This could have catastrophic results
It will.
for the economy, for goods. Like, funny, I just took a course called supply chain management and learned about how one little ripple in certain places can mess up everything. This is that come true.
This is the biggest.
And don't like to use the phrase because it's sexist, but it's apropos here. Got you by the balls. Y'all gonna have to pay up.
I mean, it's mostly balls in charge, so yeah.
Ha!
So yeah, so that's a great statement because that's usually who's in charge. So yeah, gotcha, bitch. I'm sorry. Yeah, shout out Dave Chappelle. Sometimes because
Right. Right.
yeah,
I mean, I was talking to a couple people, and this is where the warped shit kicks in. I was talking to a couple people, and it was like a 77% raise. That's crazy. No, it's not. They got it. That's not crazy at all. Motherfuckers Cats is getting multi-million-dollar golden parachutes, i.e. Disney. Disney just fired their CEO and brought back the old CEO. You think the current CEO went away with just, a couple weeks pay? Fuck no. They got it. Hey, what you owe, Santa?
everybody. Like I said, hey, they did something that I've said from the beginning, and you got on board too. That that they are literally crippling the economy. Like that costs money. They said like what $9 billion a day,
Day.
a day. B
And
as
see,
billion, not million, billions.
and my only concern is this. I just need to make sure that I can get my insulin and my Ozempic. Because folks been using Ozempic to lose weight now. but
Wild.
no,
I even
it,
saw
it
a
works.
commercial for that now, which is
It
wild.
works. It works. Like
That's wild.
if you I put it, if you don't have a fear of needles, Jadakiss voice, knock yourself out.
All right, Kendrick voice. Fuck what Ozempic did. Get yourself a gym membership. But hey,
Like like listen, as long as I get my meds, I'll make do because this will set a precedent.
oh,
Nah, pay what you owe.
it
Pay
will
what you owe.
too. So everything costs like $50.
Well, see, now we're gonna see what happens for real. And Biden, to his credit, has said, "No, I'm not stepping in. Y'all gonna work that shit out." Because in certain instances, I forgot the actual name of the act, but in certain instances, the president can executive order and step in because if y'all striking messes up certain things way too badly, can't do that. Can't do that. Can't have that happen. This apparently is not one of them times.
Wait, wait, wait.
So,
Question. So,
salute to Biden.
so if he did step in executive order, what you want to do? Force him to go to work?
Yes,
How?
absolutely. Yes.
How?
I don't know. That's where I
So
should have
now,
paid a little
now you
closer
in a
attention in
slippery
civics class.
slope. So you force that sounds like slavery to me. But all right, go ahead.
No, you're getting paid, but yeah, you can't. You
Forcing me.
you
I wouldn't
can't.
going to work. You're forcing me to go.
And see, the thing is, if that if I, because I guess I used to be part of a union, they knew this was coming, so they ready. They have a strike fund, all of that. They are fully prepared to be out of work until whenever. But again, they have the leverage here.
Mhm.
You talking billions of dollars a day in products not getting to where it's now the West Coast is cool. If you in Cali, you all right. But if you anywhere else, yeah, it could be a problem.
You're not all right because that's not enough. Like I say, everything runs on East Coast time. So if
But
the East Coast ain't got supplies, I'm not sure if the East Coast has the most people too. I don't know. I think they do. I don't know.
it does. It
Oh,
does.
so
If you
yeah.
if you start in Maine and go down to Florida, yeah, it's more on that side.
So yeah, that's a major problem, and it's not just regular good. It's like a lot of most shit comes out of the docks from ships. Majority of our stuff. So yeah, if this strike holds up for a long time and y'all don't budge, stuff will go up off the. I mean, not that we're not already used to stuff being overly expensive, but then it's gonna get 10 times worth like we in fucking the Great Depression times a million. But yeah, pay what
Ooh,
you owe,
wee.
Santa, like you said, and then hopefully everybody else can follow suit and do that shit too, because everybody can get paid if you do the same exact day.
Exactly.
But I
Exactly.
guess not.
I mean, have y'all not learned shit from the have y'all not learned shit from the pandemic?
Nah.
The unsung hero in that entire shit were the truckers, the Walmart workers, the little people that executives like to shit on. That the little people that make $12 an hour and Republicans get their panties in a bunch about when they say we're going to raise minimum wage 15.
Which is
Even though
still
you and I
nothing.
have talked about it on this show, $15 an hour, you still might have to work another job,
Yeah, that ain't shit, especially now.
depending on where you live at. Like California raised minimum wage $15 an hour.
That
If you lead a gallon of gas in Cali is like $5.
nah, that's not. Your paycheck is for your gas and maybe groceries. That's it.
Hey, that's what I'm like, dog. And it goes back to what we said. People don't want to solve the problems here. They want to make enough money to not be affected by them. And that's a huge fucking difference.
Yeah.
I agree with AOC. Well, what used to be AOC, love her to death, but she didn't got poisoned a little bit.
Oh, oh, so you finally realize she's a politician. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't know what happened to Congress Bay. I don't know what happened.
Ah, nah, the heartbreak. I told you it was going to happen. I tried to prepare you, but you didn't listen.
Whatever, B.
I hate to
I
be
don't
right. Hate it. Go ahead.
I don't know what happened to Congress Bay, but she been I don't know, man. I don't know, but her and Bernie Sanders were right. Every billionaire is a failure of society, and no billionaire should exist. Simple as that. So if it means, hey, Mr. CEO, you don't make 50 million a year, you just make 1 million a year, then do that.
No.
Okay. I mean, they got the leverage right now. That's the real to real. So you gonna do something. Now listen, um, the weird piece about the puzzle, and I'm not knocking, they have serious concerns about automation, and I get it. Because it's like literally you can be replaced with machines.
Was already
I
happening.
I don't know how you address that part because essentially, at least to the layman, it seems like an ask to prevent the progression of technology.
Yes.
Like if I can get one machine to move X amount of things that it usually I'd have to pay 15 people to do. I'm not even looking, and this is just me. I'm not even looking at it from a money standpoint. I'm looking at it from an efficiency standpoint. I got one machine to do the job of 15 people. That's just smart business.
Okay. I don't know. Have you seen the movie Wally?
No, I heard it's a deeper meaning to it, so it's been on my watch list, but I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. So if you did see it, you will know what I'm about to say. Because towards the end, well, it's been a while since I saw it, but basically, they did what the reason why Earth is a wasteland, well, because of us doing human shit. So they got on a ship and had machines literally do everything for them. No jobs. Everyone just eat and get fat. So fat that they stuck on a chair. They need a machine to do everything for them. So unless that's where we want our future to be, because yeah, it makes sense business wise, but you're putting basically everyone out of work. So what are we gonna do? Because a machine can literally do everything that we need to do, and they're already in
It,
process of doing it. Waiters, cashiers, warehouses, like that's a lot of fucking jobs. So if you get rid of them, now what do we do? Because you're not gonna pay us to do nothing. So yeah, you making all this money, but how you gonna make the money if no one can fucking buy whatever you're trying to do? So it's a conundrum. So are we going to the Wally world where okay, machines take over everything if they don't kill us, by the way. So machines take over everything. We're doing Wally world, not Terminator or Matrix. Machines take over everything. So we all just get fat, sit on chairs, watch TV, and eat all day. That's it. That's our lives.
well, you could go to this is one of these movies, iRobot. Remember they were companions. They made life easier, especially for our elderly. But iRobot, they were all companions.
But they weren't taking everyone's jobs. They were servants. There's a difference between a servant and what you're saying, which is and what they're scared of, and which is actually happening, people not being able to do jobs. So there's a difference between you have a fucking android in your house that does chores for your ass. No one wants to do chores anyways. No one's going to care. It's not you're not getting paid for that unless you're a nanny or something. But if they're working warehouse, working on cars, doing this, building that, what is the point of us?
Because I got it. I was trying to think. You make a good point. I'm trying to think. Okay, so where do we come in? That means, and we've had to see, we've seen this over the course of time. Now, you have to upskill. So, as an example, let's just say you work in a plant and you are adding a microchip, using a machine to add a microchip to something. Now, excuse me, now I've got a machine that can do it for you. So what do? So since we don't need you to add the microchip anymore, but there is a machine doing it, guess what you need to do? That machine is not infinitely ever going to work. That machine's not going to work infinitely. It's
Why
going
not?
to malfunction because it's a machine. Your car eventually breaks down, right? So you need someone to fix the car. So when the machine breaks down, you still need someone to fix the machine. We don't want to stop there. Maybe the machine can put 10 microchips in an hour. Well, we're people. We want to get it to where we can do 20 an hour. So there's still more technology that needs to be developed. So instead of you just putting a microchip in there yourself, you're going to now shift to developing the software to make the machine run better. You still have a job. You have a different job. You have to be able to upskill.
No, you don't. Because what I'm saying, I guess you're not getting, is that with the level of innovation that's going to happen, they're going to be everywhere. They're going to have machines fixing machines. It's like the Ultron thing. He was building himself. That's what's really going to happen. Like if we get to the point where we create a real sentient being, androids, and all, like there's no reason for us to do anything. Literally, they can do everything at a much efficient rate and no cost at all. That's my point. So yeah, you said upscaling, you have another machine do it, and I don't have to pay you. They can fix themselves. They're smart. That's why I said. That's why I said this whole Android and all that, giving them pretty much making them playing God, making another sentient being. It'd be a horrible thing because they're the upgrade. Shout out to Homelander. You haven't watched The Boys yet, so you don't get that reference. But yeah, you should have watched The Boys though. Great show. But yeah,
That's what Amazon Prime.
yep,
All right, I mean, it's been on my to watch list. It's been on my to watch list. What is it like? 3 seasons?
3 or 4. I don't remember. I don't
So
remember.
they, wow.
I
Okay,
think three
cool.
or four. It's they got one more season after this and it's done. But yeah,
Really? That's it? 5 seasons?
I mean that's usually how TV shows go because it gets expensive after. From what I've seen and heard from directors and showrunners, all that and networks, that it gets very expensive because actors want more money as the seasons go on, and then special effects. And then you're trying out. So yeah, that's usually the standard
Okay.
rate is like 5, 6 seasons, whatever, or less.
Okay.
But yeah, we're gonna get replaced completely. There is no upscale. It might happen. You might upscale for the first part, and then they're gonna realize, and as technology advances, the robots are gonna be able to do everything themselves, and then there will be no use for us. So then it's like, well, why? What are we gonna do? Just gonna be fat on a spaceship? Hey, all right. Then we just going Wally World. All right, cool. If that's the future everybody want, well, let's keep doing it. Even though I think the Terminator is more likely, but yeah, that's the greatest case scenario. Up. I mean,
That's a
not
problem.
Wally.
That's a problem. Yeah, that's a problem. To say the least, that's the problem. Okay. But I stand with, as it stands right now, I'm definitely standing with the dock workers because it can set a precedent. Now, I don't know what they're going to do to prevent the advancement of technology. But but then again, like we're supposed to have flying automated cars, and honestly, I let me just to gauge. For speaking for myself, clearly I'm older than you. I don't trust the self-driving car. Do
Oh,
you?
hell no. I don't trust people driving. So what makes you think I trust a machine doing it? I'm saying, like, I'll be real. I don't trust people driving. So what makes you think I trust a machine that can malfunction at any time?
Now see, you the main one screaming RoboCop, but you don't trust automated cars. Ain't that funny?
That's it's a joke. It's a joke. That's a joke. That's not a joke. It's basically saying I'm choosing the lesser of two evils. Even though I know that can end horribly bad, but this shit is so bad that I welcome it. Just like you said, it's so fucked up to say. It's like, yeah, yeah, you might welcome somebody getting beat in Brooklyn or whatever you said, versus all the shit that's happening now. So yeah, I'll take a RoboCop, maybe busting a cap in my head or something over a malfunction versus a cop or a whole police force on some bullshit. Like, nah, I take RoboCop. There'll probably be less deaths until they take over.
Oh boy. Okay, so
No Diddy, whatever I said.
that's hilarious. We got to stop doing that too. We got to stop the no Diddy because like
Want to say
all
yes,
you
Diddy?
do.
He might pop up behind you or something. It's like the candy man. You just feel moisture behind you. Like, oh, I didn't buy any baby oil. Whoa. I'm good. Bad boys for life. I don't know. It's that time. It's getting, I don't know.
Who raised you? Oh, wait.
Yeah, who did? So who fault is this?
Okay. Oh, ah. So we're going to take a quick little trip to Wetumpka, Alabama, because, you know, outside of possible World War III beginnings on the other side of the globe, an entire coastal shutdown in the US, a possible, mushroom cloud of chemicals sparking off some living dead type shit. What would this all be without good old fashioned racial injustice? Lakeith Smith, there's a petition going on that we can all sign. I've already done so. So follow me on this one. It's you read it two, three times because it's like WTF. To properly cite this is coming right off of News 5 WKRG in Alabama. So the kid was 15. Police now follow me because it sounds weird. Police officers shot and killed his friend when they were caught burglarizing homes in Alabama. Say that one more time, real slow. I'm a Dr. Umar. Police shot and killed his friend when they were robbing houses. Allegedly, they were burglarizing homes in Alabama. But a judge has now sentenced him to 30 years in prison. Initially, that's a favor because initially it was 50.
It's still over.
So now this happened when he was 15. He is now 24. So that's 9 years for for the mathematically impaired. And they reduced his sentence from 50 years to 30.
Mm.
And this was because the new sentencing hearing was held after a judge ruled his original lawyer failed to present possible mitigating evidence about his home life and mental health. Well, well, well. I, I 30 years for felony murder, 25 years for the burglary and theft. But they run concurrently now instead of consecutive. So before we get into the legalese, the legal shit of it, right? Explain to me, just on its face, how in the entire fuck does it make sense that you kill my homie and I get 55 years? But again, this is the same country that executed what, a 13-year-old? Was George Stinney 13, 15? I can't.
Better than that. You talking about back in the day with the electric chair
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You actually had to have him sit on fucking phone books to kill him.
in the most gruesome way possible. Mm. Ain't much to say. It hasn't really already been said. I mean, people gonna say, "Well, see, you shouldn't have been burgling houses. You wouldn't be in this situation." That is true, but still, 50 years that now is 30 for a body I didn't commit. I said, if you want to get him for the burglary, fine. I'm pretty sure that the 9 years would have been enough. But 30 or 50 to now 30 because you pinning the body on me.
So if you, I so and as I often do, I'm going to use a different example and extrapolate that onto this. As someone that used to do bail reviews, the purpose of bail before it got corrupted, the purpose of bail, right, is to say, hey, is this person a threat to society? Are they a flight risk? That is the two criteria you set bail on. That's it. If I set a bail amount that you can pay, that I think you can pay based on circumstances. Are you a further risk to society? Are you going to show up for court or are you going to skip? That's bail. Now, what does that have to do with this? So a 15-year-old was burglarizing houses. You shoot and kill the young man with him. Please, the fuck, explain to me how a 50-year sentence reduced to 30 is helpful. Who are you protecting here? What are we doing? What are we really doing? And then it sat in jail for fucking 9 years already. This is the oh boy. And officially, misuse of felony murder laws that allow someone to be charged for a killing during commission of a felony, even if the death was unintentional. Now, see, as I read that, I think, hey, if I'm robbing someone or robbing something and I accidentally shoot the person I'm robbing, that's what I'm thinking of. I don't think if the cops fucking shoot the person I'm with, that's gonna get what? What?
Your accessory.
Accessory to watching my boy get killed? Yeah.
Committing the crime and they had the bust off a couple shots. So it's your fault.
I will resist every Southern joke I have, every South being slow joke I have right now. Cause I'm like, just on its face, this shit sounds stupid.
Come on now.
Just on its face, it sounds stupid.
We going by
And see, to injure insert an Alabama joke is way too simple, right? It is way too easy right now. Way too easy.
women home trailer. Okay. What the hell we gonna do? I don't know.
You can't. This happened in February 2015.
Damn. 9 years.
And wait, it gets better as I'm reading the pieces. So February 23rd, 2015, they respond to a burglary in progress. Cops, Shamilbrook police show up, shoot and kill a 16-year-old when they walked in and surprised him. And a grand jury, wait for it, cleared the officer in the shooting. What a shock. What an absolute shock. The four teens left, because apparently it was a crew, the four teens left were all charged with murder. Three of them took a plea deal. Uh, Smith actually said wasn't the entire hell and went to trial.
Yeah, because I ain't kill him. I did. You already know. Could have been avoided. Shouldn't have been doing that. But
How was he 15 in
mm,
and let's be real, this is property. They didn't essay anyone, they didn't hurt anyone. This is just fucking property. This is Pick up the phone, call your insurance company, get a check, replace it. It's property. That's all. But the district attorney, who was the prosecutor in this case, well, excuse me, the prosecutor in the case, who was, then elected as district attorney, said, well, the sentence is within the allowed guidelines. Are you that fucking inhumane? Are you that disconnected from fucking reality?
Yes.
And
Yes.
I am resisting making all the Alabama jokes I can think of. If y'all want to be mad at me, have at it.
Ain't nothing new.
You know, fuck the Crimson Tide, fuck Nick Saban, fuck all of them,
Don't go to Alabama.
fuck elephants. Oh shit, all of them, all of them.
Not real elephants. We like you.
Yeah, we like real elephants when they're not getting their tusks cut off, but that's that whole other discussion. But
More, but never mind. Damn, this seems to be a common enemy here. I don't know elephants. Let's go.
I just well, this one gets real fun. According to this, 14 states allow people engaged in a felony to be convicted of felony murder for a killing committed by a third party if it can be characterized as a foreseeable result of their action. Let's unpack that very quickly. Foreseeable result of their action. Um, Worst case scenario, me and a couple partners intend to go to, I don't know, Owings Mills and then rob a house or two. It is not foreseeable, especially if I am unarmed and just stealing shit, that the cops gonna pull out and fucking kill me. It's not foreseeable. Same way it's not foreseeable that I'm gonna get charged with that as a teenager. Killmonger voice, burn all this shit. It's just, come on, dog. Come on, dog. Like, seriously, this is what we're doing now? Yes, yes. The South executed a 14-year-old. What can I say? So you shot and killed a teenager for stealing some property that could be easily replaced, and you're blaming it on one of them. Because now I'm curious what the other kids got. They pleaded out. What did they get?
Mhm.
Like I gotta look at that one. But this is insane. Like, and again, none of this is preventative. All of it is punish, 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 punish the monster. None of this prevents the monster. None of it. But here we are. I did a lot of talking on this, man. What you think?
I agree with what you said.
Oof, boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, oh gosh. Make America great again. Make homelessness illegal again. So what we got cooking here is we talked about this before, and I forgot exactly where it was. I think it was Cali, which was shocking. But Florida, this is coming right from the AP. At this point, it is pretty much going to be illegal to be homeless in Florida. That is insane. There's what it's called in a cute term is the cute way is it's a public sleeping ban. So let's and this is where I hate going down that rabbit hole. But what's really going on? Like, wages have been stagnant for decades. Inflation is through the roof. Everything costs more. Housing, top to bottom, food. There are people 2 paychecks away from being fucking homeless across the board. And what do? Instead of address the situations that make people become homeless,
Mm-hmm.
you figure out a way to really profit off of them
Yeah.
by putting them in the system.
Yeah. You rounding up some more slaves.
Ooh. I'm just took effect Tuesday. Um, it is in the entire state. It is now illegal to sleep on sidewalks, in parks, on benches, or in other public spaces. How? I'm trying to think of the loophole here. Basically, let me see. Can't sleep on the sidewalk. Got it. In a public park. Okay. On the beach. That's kind of wild for Florida. Like it's a fucking beach.
Right.
And in other public spaces.
That's everywhere. Because if it's not public, it's private. And then you think people want homes if you sleep on private? So yeah, you have nowhere to go. Unless there's shelters there. That's about it.
I'm thinking you're actually living in the loophole. I don't know if it's still the case. I know once upon a time Baltimore had an issue with a whole bunch of abandoned houses, abandoned row houses. Um, that's not a public space.
Yeah, it's
And
private.
the owners clearly don't give a crap about it. So
I don't know how many abandoned homes in Florida, but good luck. Because it's either shelter or jail. Which is wild. Don't pass laws to help. Just, yeah, more free labor.
and see, this is the bullshit. So again, come from the AP, Associated Press. Fort Lauderdale and Florida's other cities and counties only have 3 months to figure it out. Starting January 1st, residents, business owners, and the state can sue municipalities they don't think are doing enough. Under the law, local governments must enact ordinances to create, bolster, and enforce programs to help get the homeless off the streets. Funny, I didn't read a thing that says, let's create affordable housing. We're going to build more shelters.
No.
Don't see that written anywhere.
Why would we do that?
I, what?
Breathe.
What is the fucking point here? What is the point? Build more, build more shelters. Make affordable housing. But you're criminalizing people. And I just said it. There's way too many people 2 missed paychecks away from being the fuck homeless. Right?
And this is where the system, this is where it could be diabolically genius. You just, like I said, and you said too, um, we punish the monsters. I'm not calling homeless people monsters, but essentially, you're punishing the poor, and the poor got already enough conditions that can turn them into monsters, and then they do what they do, and then you look at them like, why'd you do that? Well, my circumstances say I get. Hey, since I was meant to lose since I was born. How do I beat that? And then if I do beat it, it's usually by some fucking crazy means. So at the end of the day, realistically, can you really blame me if I do whatever it takes to get this money, whatever? Because if I don't, I go to prison because I can't be homeless. I can't struggle. I'm not allowed to.
And
Yeah,
and
you just
and I
spawning
mean,
more monsters in fucking Florida of all fucking places. That's the worst place you want to spawn more monsters. So yeah, like I said, it must be the prison populations must be low or something. I don't know. Somebody check
And
that. Someday.
well, let's go with your line of thinking. Let's go with your line of thinking. If just in this, and I want to say you can correct me if you think this is being extreme. I want to think it's being extreme. But if I'm living in an apartment, check to check, right? I'm late to work one more time, I might get fired. Got it. If I can foresee a circumstance that is going to cause me to lose my job, because life be lifing, right?
Yep.
I might consider some other means to supplement my income.
Yep.
So now instead of, hey, I'm homeless, I might get 30 days in jail. Now we got armed robbery.
Yep.
Now we got possible drug trafficking. Now we got, so not only do you criminalize and penalize the actual homeless,
Mm-hmm.
you by default push people who aren't homeless but are on the brink of it to do certain things that might get them in worse trouble than just being homeless.
Yep.
Again, I want to say I'm being extreme.
I mean, it's already set up like that in most poor neighborhoods. That's what it's designed to do. Realistically, they're not hoping that you make it out. Like if you do, great, but most don't. There's a reason for that. So yeah. So now that you made homelessness a fucking crime,
Like,
is wild. That's wild. Especially in this economy now, where there's a problem that was already big is getting even bigger. So instead of solving the problem and not creating the monster, you're just gonna create more that it already has been created. You just adding more fuel to it. I don't. I mean, I understand why you're doing it. Like I said, the free slaves and all that. It's how the system was run. Is off the backs of poor people. But
well,
y'all
let
do
me
it too
let,
much.
let me help you there. Apparently, there's been way too many complaints about the homeless, about them, peeing and taking a crap in public, harassing people, blah, blah, blah. The same thing stands. Then get them help.
Right. Like we all know prison is not helping no one but
No.
rich people. So America has a very, very, like as you said, mental health problem. Extreme mental health problem. I know we in the quote unquote mental health area, they say talk, but realistically, no one gives a fuck. So if we have a mental health problem, people doing all this crazy shit because they're in ultra survival mode on top of the issues they can't even compartmentalize and sit there and breathe to even deal with their own fucking issues and traumas. You adding this on top of it, like you put them in survival mode on top of their own issues. What do you fuck do you think is going to happen? It's not sugar and spice and everything nice. The Powerpuff Girls ain't coming out of this shit. You mix all that together, you gonna get fucking Monsters Inc. in this motherfucker. Let me stop, Chris. In this piece. So yeah, I I I just thought preventing the monster would be top priority and society would be better, but nah, we just keep creating them. It seems like on
But
purpose at this point. I can't say it's an accident. It looks like it's straight on purpose, and then you punish them and make more money off them. But then
Florida be
everyone has
Florida,
to
bro.
suffer because when the monster does some monster shit, everyone suffers, and then the family of the monster suffers. Then the monster themselves suffer. Everyone suffers except the people getting rich off this shit. Like yeah, okay. Third world country, boy.
So Florida gone Florida, right? Florida gone Florida, boy.
It ain't just them. Cause somebody like I said, Cali was the first one to start doing that shit. So yeah.
This is true. This is
And they're
true.
progressive.
Right, right. They
Right.
progressive on one end, and on the other end, y'all be on some weirdo. Got a weird case. Why is he around? But yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
politician.
all right. So we gone from Bama to Florida. And now we return to the world's greatest city. We're gonna wrap this up very soon. Well, we're kind of leaving the South because there's an interesting dichotomy here. So, New York City Council is launching its latest war on rats. I'm getting this out of the Gothamist. Shout out to the people Gothamist. So, they are now deploying birth control for rats, sterilization for rats. This is one of those situations where the jokes, in parentheses, that aren't really a joke, the jokes write themselves.
Okay.
If you know us, you know where I'm going. So you mean to tell me rats, Ben in them, for those old enough to remember the movie Ben, um, rats have better access to birth control than people in the South. So a New York rat, a Manhattan rat, has better birth control access than somebody in Texas, an actual woman in Texas. You gotta be shitting
They
me.
about the same size, so yeah. That's crazy.
You,
Rats got
you,
better health care than people.
well, better access to birth control, to be specific.
Well, yeah,
But
but hey,
you can't make this up. You can't. I tried very hard to not unnecessarily shit on the South. I tried. But this is a double. This is shit on New York and the South.
yeah, whatever.
Because fam, so we at the point where we gotta give rats birth control, dog. What the fuck is going on to fight? What is going on in the boroughs?
That's good.
We at that. We're
About,
at that. That you gotta sterilize rats, B.
I mean, it's a lot of them. Gotta be something.
But grand scope, big picture, rats have birth control in New York, and yet there is a 26-year-old in the South that cannot get any birth control. Because evangelical Christians in the South.
Is it Christian to sterilize other animals?
Wait, what'd you say?
Is very Christian to sterilize other animals?
I don't know. I'm
It
listen.
probably is because they're beasts, right? They don't care about beasts.
I'm still stuck at why do you care if it's not your embryo, your fetus, your vagina? Why do you care what somebody else does with if it ain't your kid, it ain't your decision.
It matters.
Clearly, clearly.
Can't be killing kids, man. Even though, yeah, I got guns to
Even
give
though,
you.
so poverty can do it for you. Got it.
Yep. Or just y'all in general, because guns.
Yeah. Yeah, you get two for one. You get a two for one when you kill one of them, and then you put the other one in jail for 55 fucking years. Oh, I'm sorry. Alabama. Oh, I'm sorry. I tried. I'm sorry. I tried.
Shout out to Catholic priests. I haven't said nothing. Shout out to y'all. It's been a long time. I haven't said nothing.
Wait, salute. So
It's been a long.
luckily, there's been nothing to say. Salute. You know what? Out of all of the crap that's going on, we have not heard anything from butt wrangler priests. Salute.
Well, I don't know. Maybe the Diddy case might bring it back, but I don't know. But hey, it's shout out to y'all, man. I'm glad I
I'm,
went.
I'm happy y'all finally living the life y'all supposed to be living.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm glad it didn't. Yeah. Shout out to y'all, man. The good ones. The good ones are left. I know that's a lie, but we gotta say it. So yeah.
And lastly, wanna send a rest in peace to Dikembe Mutombo, who we lost. Um, just one hell of a defensive player. Like he would send your shit for real, then give you a finger wag. But even beyond basketball, he was a great humanitarian. built hospitals and medical facilities in Republic of Congo, where he's from. Georgetown, part of Matumbo combo, played next to Alonzo Mourning. And that's what really made me love Georgetown when I was growing up. Because I was a little young for the Pat Ewing era, but that Matumbo Alonzo Mourning combo, oh God, you wasn't scoring on shit. Then of course AI. But
Mm.
yeah, that was Georgetown running things. That was part of that nasty Big East. Like the Big East, you had the ball. It was Georgetown. It was Villanova. It was Sarah. Man, Big East used to be that deal. But rest in peace to Dikembe Mutombo. We lost a great basketball player, just a great person, greater person off the court, Hall of Famer. Um, Pete Rose, Charlie Hustle, which is a weird. I'm not the biggest baseball fan. I admittedly say I'm a Yankee fan more than anything, but there are certain names you know. Pete Rose, unfortunately, was banned like forever because he bet on baseball. Say he didn't bet on baseball. Finally said, "Okay, you got me. I did bet on baseball." They never let him in the damn Hall of Fame. Um, still have more hits than anybody who's ever lived. He passed. And then John Amos, probably before your time, but I remember John Amos because he was the dad, and I wasn't really a big Good Times guy. Again, before my time. I remember John Amos when he was the dad in Coming to America. That's his
Yeah.
that's his, that's his role for me. When he went toe to toe with James Earl Jones and say, "One more thing, I'm gonna break my foot off in your royal ass."
Shout out John Davis, man. Follow
Shout
that.
out to John Amos. Um, yeah, he did one of the great TV dads. Now here's the funny part. He was the Law and Order. Don't make me take this belt off, Dad. As dad TV dads go, I always thought Cosby was the best TV dad.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah, about that. Looks like he was only a great person on TV, but
That works sometimes. Never know.
yeah, yeah, vote or die.
But when end die.
Ah, that, that's not supposed to be funny.
You said it, not me. That's sticking down. That's vote and die. That sounds great. I'll take two. Okay. That's,
But before I recap this, any last bits on those? Any last words on those three gentlemen?
of everything you said, rest in peace. And yeah, good people. From yeah, good people.
All right. Run it back, recap, starting in the Southeast. I really hope I think I want to hope against hope that the death count doesn't go up. It's somewhere around 150 right now. Sadly, I'm going to be real. It's a good chance it does go up. So thoughts and prayers to them, and I hope relief comes very, very soon. Um, I am hoping the chemicals from this biolab plant, um, the next report we don't get is dead bodies rising out of graves. Joke that's a joke that I hope stays a joke, but stranger shit has happened. Again, I watch way too many horror movies and series. Stranger shit has happened. Port workers, power to the people. Power to the people. Pay what you owe, Santa. Pay what you owe, Santa. Huey voice. Or is it Riley? I'm not sure which one. But pay what you owe, Santa.
That was Riley.
That was Riley. Shout out to Riley. Then Riley, pay what you owe, Santa. And I'm so happy that Boondocks, the full series, is back on TV. It's on HBO Max. But anywho,
Oh, I'm gonna say this new season.
nah. I missed the first wave. I didn't watch the first joints.
Oh wow, that's the best ones.
Right, so I gotta go back because I've been catching up. I didn't watch the first joints, but that is just gold. Shout out to Aaron Magruder. Um, Lakeith Smith, I hope you are somehow released because right now it's Bama being Bama. It's the South being the South, and that is just goofy shit, man. Shout out to Florida doing Florida shit by making homelessness illegal. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I'm gonna fight it. I will not insert Southern intellect joke here. I will not do it. I will move on because New York decided to give rats birth control. So right now I can't say much.
You can't say a goddamn thing.
The world's greatest city came up with a grand idea of, hey, let's just give rats birth control. I promise you, the next idea they come up with is probably going to be to lead a trail of food for all the rats to a building and burn the building down. That I'm not going to be so shocked
That might
because
actually.
Eric Adams ain't the mayor no more. So we've got to touch on that. We'll get to it next time.
Oh man,
poor, poor Eric. But yeah.
no.
And lastly, rest in paradise to Dikembe Mutombo, Pete Rose, John Amos. Your contributions were appreciated. Your recap, sir.
Um, yeah, thoughts and prayers for everyone affected by the hurricane and all that, and the chemicals too. Like you said, yeah, I hope not. I hope I don't see liquors down there. I said lick, L with a L. So yeah, zombies, nemesis. I don't want to see all that. Not yet. Give me some time to prepare first. But then, Lakeith Smith, yeah, that's just grimy as hell. But that's the South and our justice system. So yeah, they've done worse, which is sad. Um, Florida being Florida, ain't much to say that. Like I said, I read the headline. You already know it's from Florida. But then again, Cali did too. So actually, I don't know. I thought it was more Cali. I was kind of shocked it was Florida. That might be a surprise. I take that back. You outdo yourself, Florida. Outdo yourself. Um, New York with the rats, birth control. Yeah, got better. Can't believe this. This cannot be real. I know I'm going. This cannot be reality. This gotta be me in the Truman Show or something. There's no way this all this shit is happening at the same time at this year. What is going on? 2020s is ass. And rest in peace to P. Rose, Matumbo, John Amos, the father of all, the real father, and hopefully nothing comes out. But yes, the real father. Cause fuck that other guy. So yeah.
Oh, and your thoughts on the port workers?
Oh yeah. Shout out to y'all. Do it. Hey, I get pieces of that commission. I'm not saying it was my idea. I'm just saying I've been saying this for a while now. Just saying. Nah, I'm playing. But hopefully you get your bread and hopefully, other people follow suit and see how you held them by the balls. They're not the only ones that can do that. We have a couple million hands that hold balls. Damn. No Diddy. But yeah. So yeah. You know what, man? End the show, man. Diddy ruined everything. I'm sorry.
And that's gonna be. And I thought about it too. And we're gonna wrap this thing up. It's gonna be a lot harder to get rid of. I think I might have said this. It's a lot harder to get rid of all Diddy bad boy music than it is R. Kelly. Because Diddy been in the background. Yeah, take that. Uh, uh. It's gonna.
There's a new meaning to that. Let's just end it. Let's just end it. End it. Oh no. See this Diddy. Oh, his name was Puffy too. He ain't Diddy, he Puffy. Like we forget about that. And how did he get away with that nickname? This is how there were signs. There were signs. His ad lib sounds sus. His name was Puffy. He changed it to Diddy, so I guess he tried to adapt. But nah, there were signs. We just ignored that shit because you had Biggie, you had the Locks, you had Murder, Murder Maze, you had all them. Yeah, like
Oh,
there was signs. Nah, yeah, them ad libs, yo. Nah, it was signs. We ain't see it. Or they did see it. They just didn't care. Puffy, man.
and on that note, on behalf of myself,
Puffy.
and the Yes to the podcast, we will be back next week.
Bye.
Peace.